Did you do it?
did
I
it.
did it.
Yep.
Welcome back to the Blockchain Brew Show. The Brew Crew is in the house. And you got your humble hosts. I'm T Square. This is Trent. We missed him so much, guys. He's not moving. And there he goes. I rambled so much yesterday to myself, and it was the best experience ever. It's just like I was at work again in my garbage truck. It was so fantastic.
He had an out-of-body experience.
Yeah, no, I needed an in-body experience, and that was my problem, not an out-of-body experience. But anyways, we got lots of stuff to cover today, and it's gonna be a great show. So before we get started, guys, we got the golden thumb. Woo! Smash that like. Get the camera moving. What did I just do? I opened up a web browser. Oh, there we go. We're back. Okay, we got the bell too. So hit the bell. You guys heard it. You know what that means? The like buttons are in the corners. Let's go, yo. Welcome to the show. All hyped up with energy. I got me a beer. What type of beer you got? Or should I go first?
Either way. Either way.
Okay, I'm going first because I'm thirsty. So I've never before tried this. It is out of Fremont Hustle double IPA. And we are sitting at 9% at 19.2 ounces.
Hey.
And it says the dream is free. The hustle is sold separately. Well, you got that right, man. We have dreams all the time about becoming crypto millionaires, but we haven't made it there yet. And I hustle every day trying to get a little closer, and I haven't done it yet. So there you go. I'm gonna pop this bad boy open. I gotta slide back in style.
Shout out to the queen.
Shout out to the queen. There's the pop. What we got going on? Check out this color. Oh, it's like a gold. It's actually not as clear. It's more of a gold color. I definitely don't think I'm gonna be able to get it all in today. There's the head sneaking up. There's the head. I had to save it. I was trying to keep that on camera, but sometimes when you have to put the head in, you just don't want that on camera.
Well,
I'm working on it. It's going down softly.
I'm bringing back a classic to the brew crew here.
Matches the hat.
Brew Show. Yes, it's a collaboration between Pure Project Brewing, which is also on my glass. We got the 8th anniversary glass, and this is a collab between Pure Project Brewing and in sunny San Diego, California, and Humble Sea Brewing in sunny Santa Cruz, California. And this is it's a hazy double IPA coming in at 8.6%. We're gonna crack it.
Wait. What percent?
8.6.
Oh, I got you beat today, yo, at 9. You know what your beer makes me think of? Otter Pops.
Oh, well, it's Otter Romp.
Murky double IPA. You should freeze it and put it into little Ziploc bags and squirt it into.
Bro. Get the crack here in the microphone.
They're all
little Brew Crew ASMR.
Sound fresh over there, man.
And this was canned on February 4th. I like to drink stuff a lot closer to the canning date than that, but I had to pick some more of this up because it was that good, and yeah.
Ugh.
Shout out to my boy Eric. He actually found some more of this in his local store and asked me if I wanted him to pick some up for me.
He got a new glass too. You didn't get the 2 inches. You did not get the 2 inches.
It was a slow pour.
2 inches is over your head.
Slow pour. Yeah. No, it's this one. That amount. I'm sitting over here with about 6 fingers with my head.
Juice bomb.
Juice bomb.
This one's real floral on the nose. Juice on the palate. It's like kind of like that foggier window from Monkish. You've got orange juice on the palate, but you've also got some pine and a little bit of bitterness, just the perfect amount coming in on the finish. It's an amazing beer from two of my favorite breweries too, Pure Project and Humble Sea. What a collab! What a collab! So, you what do you got for us going into the markets today?
Well, let's take a look at the Bitcoin. Take a look at the Bitcoin today.
It's gonna pump. No, it's gonna dump.
It's gonna pump. Bump, 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 bump. Nickelodeon. Boom. Added to stage. There we go, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's markets in the night. Quote unquote blockchain. Freaking spacing his name right now. But anyway, so we got the tariff news right here that shot us up. And out of nowhere, Bitcoin just kind of wanted to try to give it all back. We didn't quite give it all back. We kind of stopped around 79,000, and we are pumping again after market close. Right here, you can see the CME gap closing. So we're on our way up. Actually, you know what? I think, well, I guess technically we don't fill it till the morning, right? Until after the market's open.
Yeah. Well, the candle close should fill it.
Okay, well then there you go. We filled the CME gap. So already, let's go, man. And we got the.
And while you're talking, I'll look at the CME chart and confirm that.
And we got the market Cypher SR turning all bullish right now out of this terrible bearish lame ass trend. Which, excuse me.
Oh yeah. Hey, I just looked at it. We filled the heck out of that thing.
There we go, man. I believe it or not, man, I'm still burping. I put a long in right here and got my butt wiped. That was not a good move to do. Though that being said, as I put another long in down here, closed up here, and then I put something else in here. I can't remember. I'll have to check and see how I'm doing on that. So let's take a look at what Bitcoin is going to do. We thought it was going to pump up more yesterday.
It's going to dump. No, it's going to pump. It's going to dump.
No way, man. No freaking way. Clean up my chart a little bit. I got some lines going all over the places. Well, you know, on the daily, it's like, I don't know, it's not super great. It's kind of breaking even. I'm not the daily, but on the 4 hour. Let's try to get a better time window to kind of give us more view on it. We got double green dots kind of marking a bottom. We avoided that yellow X, which is a good sign. On the daily, we kind of got a doji candle. For those who don't know, dojis usually are trend reversals. But we're still in the red for money flow, so we still have to confirm this in 21 hours.
21 hours is a long time for crypto to wait.
Yeah, man. I don't know. We'll have to see how we're going tonight. We got a green dot on the daily, Trent. It's bullish. I don't know if you can see it down here. The little tiny green dot.
Yeah.
Let's go. I don't know, man. We can see. I'm still in the ballpark. I'm going back into the ballpark where we still might be going down more. I don't know if the bear is completely dead.
Oh, come on. That bear is stabbed through the heart. That bear tried to sneak up on the picnic and got hit with bear spray. It's
Bear
not
spray. Do you see this though? The divergence, or am I just seeing it?
No, that I think the same thing.
Those
I was gonna
divergences.
draw it on my
That's a
chart too.
hard divergence to the upside. Hard. That is,
Bullish divergence.
yeah,
Cheers
and
for
bullish.
divergence.
Bullish
Trump says
divergence
that
likes to play out.
that tariffs are the most beautiful word in the English language. I say bullish is the most beautiful word in the English language.
I like number go up. Number go up. Well, let's go, man. To the bullish language. There are your charts for you. We got a couple articles too. We're gonna go over tonight. It's gonna be a beautiful thing.
I'll pull up some charts real quick.
We're gonna give you guys a whole new narrative, though, Trent, on for these gentlemen and gentle ladies in here about who Satoshi Nakamoto is. It's gonna be fresh off the press. Okay, you go ahead and pull up some stuff.
Yeah. So let me get a clean bit. Why did I almost say a clean BitBoy chart? A clean Bitcoin chart for you guys.
We like queen charts.
All right. So, the number one thing here, guys, today we started to dip back down after yesterday's rally. And a lot of us were probably thinking, I know I did. I opened up my phone trying to find, some kind of bearish news, and there wasn't any. And the CPI data that came out, which I'll get to that in a minute, but the CPI, the core inflation data that the Federal Reserve goes by when they're deciding whether to hike the interest rates, keep the interest rates the same, or lower the interest rate, cut the interest rates. The inflation lowered month over month, and it came in under what they expected, which is incredibly bullish. When inflation comes in under what they expect, and it was only like 0.2 points, but when inflation comes in underneath what the Fed expected for the month, guys, that means we're that much closer to rate cuts. And rate cuts means we're that much closer to quantitative easing, the return of the money printer, and the return of, drumroll, altcoin season. So on the chart over here, I think the only reason that we got a red candle that day, I'm very happy that the red candle wasn't that big, right? On April 9th, we got a bullish engulfing candlestick. All right. A bullish engulfing candle is when the green candle that comes after a red candle, it's when the green candle is bigger than the red candle that came before it. Okay. That means that there was downward price action, and the bullish momentum on the next candle came and not only met that bearish momentum, but roared and ripped past that bearish momentum.
Killed that bear.
And so, we had that green candle, and then we had another red candle that closed today. And the red candle that closed today was not nearly, it was half the size of that green candle. So the bears tried to answer back, and they didn't have an answer for the bulls today, right? Is what that means. Now you look at this white line coming in here on my chart. This is the 21 exponential moving average. It's Bitcoin's average price over the course of a.
Well, think about this. You know what else? You gotta think about. Everybody wants to be 21. This is where you want to be. We want to be
right
at that 21. That's good. That's how you think about that.
Yeah, and we want to break it is the thing. But if you follow the chart here, you see how many times once this downtrend started. I'll draw my lines for you guys. you know, right about here, we started to break under the 21. Okay. Actually, I'm going to redraw that because I'm going to draw a true trend line coming from
The
this
wicks.
this wick up here.
The wiki
I mean,
wickies.
I could go up here.
Wiki wick. That's a little marky mark for you. I've never actually listened to Marky Mark.
So that gives me the best touch points. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touch points, 6 touch points on this trend line. So here's what we have happening. We have Bitcoin, and you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and draw this horizontal line coming in here.
What'd you call me?
I called you a horizontal line.
Hey, how dare you call me a horizontal trend line?
So there's our floor, that red line, okay? So what we've got here is a trend, a downward trend line, and we've got support, you know, forming a sort of triangle. And then we've got the 21 exponential moving average, the white line. It's converging with this trend line. So the bulls pushed back yesterday, or yeah, the bulls pushed back yesterday, and the bulls bump right up against the 21 EMA, which also happens to be bumping right up against a huge trend line. And you know that, like, if there was a time to short, right, you short at resistance and you long at support, right? So if there was a time to short the market and bet on the price going down, it would have been when the candlestick is touching this 21 EMA and this trend line right here. And what you would do is you would set your stop loss. You know, I'm not an expert trader, but you would set your stop loss. Maybe you want to set it at a break of the trend line, and I would say, depending on your risk tolerance, anywhere between here and here. You know, so when the price is touching that 21 EMA and that trend line, if you had bet that it was going to go down and you set your stop in case you were wrong, then you would win that trade, I mean, 6 or 7 times out of 10. It's a game of numbers, it's a game of statistics. And if you're winning more than you're losing, then you're winning, right? Now, here's the other thing about this. You know, it would be important to set a type stop loss there because, guys, at 6 touch points, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I'm grouping all of these wicks in as one touch point. 5, 6. You got 6 touch points, and the more the price touches a trend line, touches resistance or touches support, the more it tests the line, the more likely it is to break. Right? What that means is that we can only touch this so many times before we're going to break it. And guys, we break the 21 EMA on the daily, and we break this blue downtrending line on the daily. Guys, we're gonna
flip it.
Yeah, we're gonna start a new uptrend. Right? We're gonna start a new uptrend similar to the uptrend that we had back here.
We go from the downtrend to an uptrend, multi-week run upwards, because we're gonna flip the weekly into a green dot.
And the last thing that I'll point out is, like Tyler showed us, we have this slightly lower low on the price, and I'll change my color on that line to yellow. We have a slightly lower low on the price, with a higher high on the RSI, on the relative strength index.
Let's go. Smash
That
that like.
that is
Hit the
bullish
subscribe.
divergence. What that means is that we created a lower low right here while the momentum was not creating a lower low. The momentum was creating a higher low while the price made a slightly lower low. That means that the momentum doesn't exist to make that lower low any lower, right? That marks a bottom. So, guys, bottom is still in, I believe. You heard it here first on the Blockchain Brew Show. You probably didn't hear it here
All 8 of
first.
you have heard it from us first.
You
Bitcoin at $80,363.09.
you probably didn't hear it here first, but you definitely heard it here the most hydrated.
Most hydrated.
Vanessa said, I heard it here first. Anyways, what do you got from? Oh, I want to say this just for the 8 of us that are in here. We're
Number 8.
we're doing some big things for a little community here, and you may notice our banners up on the top of the screen. We have some affiliate links in the description that if anyone would check out, it's I think that they're great deals for you, and they help support the work we're doing on this channel. And we got a QR code for you here for BidFi's exchange.
Beautiful code. Square. T square. QR code. Square. It goes together. I mean, what can you? It's a trusting thing. Square and square. You know, convergence. That's convergence right there. It's telling you you're going the right way.
Referral code Brew Crew. Thank you guys.
Thank you. And
Well,
if the referral code for the ledger too, I mean, like, if you guys need help, just give me your seed phrase and I'll help you figure it out.
do not give him your. You know, if there's anyone, Tyler's probably one of the few people that I think I could give my seed phrase and he would do nothing with it.
I'd probably forget about it. I'll lose it.
Anyways, what you got for us going into the next segment?
Going to the next segment, lightning speed. You gotta do the sprint to make it look like we're running real fast while I pull it up. Okay, keep going, don't stop. Tell them there. I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up. We're saving the best for last, so I'm going to segment number 1 first. Add to stage. There you go, guys. A little late to the party, but we got here a day and a half later.
I need a treadmill. I need a treadmill like Jason Casper. But the difference is after a minute, you'll see me like.
Just do this. I'm just moving my gut. It looks like I'm walking. It's just my gut, man. What's up, guys? Casper crew in the house with the brew. Keep going.
I'm Trent, and this is Jason Casper.
Jason Casper. Look at me. I can go really fast now. So we got news for the XRP folks out there. Let me read this article because I got my chapstick on and I'm hydrated and I'm ready to rock and roll. We got
the most hydrated.
The most
crypto hodlers.
I'm the most. You're like almost the mostest. We got US XRP ETF to debut as a 2x leverage product in the New York Stock Exchange, ARCA. Now, I don't know if I'm going to say this word right, but give me a second. TCREM's XXRP leverage ETF has beaten spot applications to the market amid a wave of crypto fund filings centered on shifting the SEC narrative. U.S.-based manager TCREM Investment Advisors will launch a 2x leverage XRP exchange-traded fund, an ETF, on April 8th, according to the company's website. The XXRP ETF, based on the native token of Stewards, Ripple Labs, will be listed on the New York Stock Newark Stock Exchange, ARCA. Bloomberg senior ETF analyst Eric Balachunas noted the unusual nature of the launch of Via X on Monday. The very odd, maybe a first, the new asset's first ETF is a leverage. Spot XRP will not improved. Spot XRP still not improved, although our odds are pretty high, he wrote. The fund is designed to provide twice the daily performance of Ripple's XRP token and is intended for short-term trading. Teocrim's will charge a management fee of 1.85%. You know, my eyes like to see words and change them. Where was I at? In its fund literature, Teocrim cited a volatility and declining usage as risks that could negatively impact the ETF's performance. The debut comes amid a wave of spot XRP ETF applications. Still under review by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, which, by the way, the new guy, I think, rolled in today or yesterday. Brad, what's his face? He's on the Hedera Council, or was. Fund managers, including Wisdom Tree, Bitwise, 21 Shares, Canary Capital, Franklin Templeton, have all submitted proposals. The SEC has acknowledged multiple spot XRP ETF applications. Pending the decisions could bring additional XRP investment vehicles in the market the coming months. The SEC approved the first batch of spot Bitcoin ETFs in January 2024, leading to the increased interest in the ETFs tied to other cryptocurrencies such as Solana, Litecoin, and Dogecoin, and XRP. An inauguration of Donald Trump in January also saw a surge in applications from investment firms vying to bring spot ETFs based on altcoins to the market following the SEC's pivot to favorable crypto regulations this year. Teocrim's ETF launch follows the SEC's decision in March to drop a year-long case against XRP token creators Ripple, one of the slew of cases amongst crypto companies that have since been thrown out. It paid $50 million fine. XRP is currently trading at $1.87, down 3% over the previous 24 hours. And there you have it, guys. Big news, though, for XRP. It's coming around, guys. Hold your horses. We've held them for, almost 8 years.
Not my horses.
My wussies pick. But we've held for almost 8 years, and we can hold out for a little bit longer, guys. We're almost there. XRP to the moon. To the moon.
Have we ever been to the moon?
No.
Yeah. I think we've for sure been to the Nevada desert.
No. The desert's flat, just like the rest of the world.
About that article, I want to share something here. I'm gonna have, let's see, I'm gonna have Grok kind of break down for you guys what the difference is between this 2x leveraged ETF and a spot ETF, right? In a spot ETF, the fund aims to replicate the performance of the underlying asset's spot price, the current market price for immediate delivery.
How about you too?
Here's how it works. You got direct ownership, cash-based tracking, mechanics, key features, and then you have the Teucrium 2x leveraged ETF, no spot asset purchase. In contrast, the Teucrium 2x leveraged ETF does not buy the underlying asset on the spot market in the same way. Here's how it differs. Derivatives-based exposure. A 2x leveraged ETF uses financial instruments like futures contracts, swaps, or options to achieve twice the daily performance of the underlying index or asset. For example, a Teucrium 2x corn ETF. Who's out there trading corn? Smash the like. smash the like button if you're out there trading the price of corn, and hit the dislike or let us know in the comments if you hate corn.
Why do you have to hate corn? Why can't you just be like, hate green beans?
Molly hates corn, that's why.
But
Yeah.
she grew up in Ohio. Shouldn't she love corn?
Yeah, she says corn was her neighbor.
Yeah, so she should still love it. You should go plant some. That's why you guys live in the deserts, because you can't grow anything out there. I get it now.
I for one love corn because
You live in the desert. You can't grow it. You guys are a perfect match.
for a whiskey to be classified as bourbon, it must be at least 51% corn. Fun fact. Anyways, back to Grok. For example, a Tecreum 2X corn ETF wouldn't hold physical corn or even buy corn at the spot price. Instead, it would invest in corn futures contracts. And this is not corn like the band with a K. Okay. It would invest in corn futures contracts or swaps tied to a corn index to gain amplified exposure. The fund might hold some cash or treasury securities as collateral for these derivatives, but the bulk of its exposure comes from leveraged positions and not direct ownership. So, you guys might be thinking, isn't the ETF what we've been waiting for? Why is XRP not smashing past $4.50 yet? Right? Are you thinking that, or am I just thinking that? Well, the difference, guys, is that the reason a spot ETF is so bullish is because the custodian has to buy the asset on the spot price. The custodian would actually have to buy XRP on the spot market, driving up the price on the spot market and pumping your bags and pumping my bags, because contrary to what Tyler thinks, I am a member, a cadet in the XRP army. I've got a little XRP on my crop.
I don't know if we could say cadet. You probably don't even believe in space for all we know. Well, maybe you could be like I don't know. Well, private.
A maggot.
Maggot.
A maggot in the XRP army. Not to be confused with another rhyming word. Anyway.
Well,
So, again, what?
you died over there.
Anyways, guys, this is actually, I don't even want to call it a great tool, because if you want to long XRP on 2x leverage, what you should do is you should hold on, wait for me. You should go over to BidFi with our link, and you should long XRP on 2x leverage. But I get it. There's still boomers that don't want to buy crypto on the spot market, and they have a little bit of money that's categorized for risk assets, and they heard about XRP on Fox News, and they want to go ahead and buy themselves a little exposure to XRP, and they see this 2x and they're like, oh, maybe
double the amount, man.
double it up. But
double it up. It's like buying it 50%.
For real. But no, honestly, for someone out there, it could be good to, as a short-term trade. But it's the real bullish thing is going to be the spot ETF, because that's what's going to drive up the price on the spot market. What do you got for us next, Tyler?
All right, so we got something special for you guys today. So we're going to talk about who Satoshi Nakamoto really is and the new theory out there that
It's me.
actually makes more
I
sense
am
than
the
the
problem. It's me.
Yes. Well, I don't know if it is you because I knew where you were in 2012.
Do you know where I was in 2012?
Yeah,
Where?
the desert. Well, you could have made it. But anyways, so we're going to talk about exposing who Satoshi Nakamoto or who they are as a group. And shout out to Roger. Is how you say it, babe?
Roger.
Why
You said
can't
it right. It's a Roger.
Trent? Why won't it let me add it to stage before presenting?
Oh. There you go.
There we go. All right, so here we go. This
Breaking
actually makes
news. Breaking news.
this makes a lot of
Satoshi
this makes
is
actually a lot of sense
your mom.
to my mom. Satoshi Nakamoto discovered the Buckazoids prophecy is official. The Buckazoids community has set out on providing the Buckazoids logo from the game Space Quest 4 with the origins for Bitcoin. They have done just that through the Sierra Games developers of Space Quest. Sierra Online was responsible for making the game called Sylphid. Available to players in the USA, the game launched in 1986. One of the developers was named Satoshi. You can see the Sierra Gaming logo and Satoshi Iwasaka in the post found in the Sierra Gaming community. Here we go, right here. Here we go, Satoshi. And then we go on to the next part. Interesting, Satoshi disappeared in 2014 at the same time that Hal Finney passed away. More interesting information right here, guys. See if I can open this up and read it for you. As the last known information of 2014, Satoshi Iwasaka's whereabouts were uncertain. He was a game designer at Game Arts in 1980s, contributing to the Exter and its sequel, and may have worked with Zero on a Square Enix project at some point. However, there's no clear data on his current activities in 2025. He might be retired, continuing working in Japan, or shifted into another field, but the lack of English language information makes it difficult to confirm. If you'd like to explore the specific games he worked on or dig deep at Japanese sources, let them know. And then you go in a little deeper, and so now this is where it gets weird. A developer named Rod Nakamoto also had worked with Sierra Games.
That is weird.
Yes, there was an individual named Rod Nakamoto who worked for Sierra Games, specifically associated with the Impressions games, a subsidiary of Sierra Entertainment. Rod Nakamoto served as a director of Impressions of games starting in October 2001, following the management change forced by Mike Ryder, the former president of Sierra Entertainment. This occurred during the development of the Lords of the Realm 3, which became Impressional final game released in March 2004 to mediocre reviews. The game was the studio was shut down shortly after in April 2004 when Vivendi Universal, Sierra's parent company at the time, closed most of its game development studios, while Rod Nakamoto's tenure was relatively brief and tied to a waning years of Sierra activity development phase. His role as director marks him as a notable employee with Nakamoto name with the Sierra ecosystem. There's no known evidence of other individuals with the surname Nakamoto working directly for Sierra Games based on available historical records of the company and its subsidiaries. Mr. Nakamoto's last whereabouts in 2010 were in Mesa, Arizona, 20 minutes from where Hal Finley lived. Beyond that, no widely available definitive public information pinpoints Nakamoto's exact whereabouts or activities past 2010. Unlike some industry figures who maintain a public presence, Nakamoto appears to have stepped away from the spotlight. His last known professional footprint is tied to Cheyenne Mountain in Mesa, Arizona as of 2006 to 2010. Without access to private records or recent updates any further would be speculative. If seeking more current details, he might have retired or moved to unpublicized ventures. But no concrete data confirms this as of April 10th, 2025. There are no, it's not going to, this is where I lived. These are no longer coincidences. Satoshi Nakamoto came together because of Space Quest and the Buckazoids. Satoshi Nakamoto was a group of developers. There you go, guys. The Buckazoids. I mean, that's pretty weird. Satoshi Nakamoto, Satoshi and Nakamoto were two people that live next to Hal Finney. You want to give a little spotlight on who Hal Finney is?
Yeah, so I want to say, like, all of this is really strange, okay? The part that I have a hard time with is the idea that Satoshi was a group of developers. And I have a hard time with that because of people like Hal Finney. Hal Finney was, one of the original cypherpunks. And he, in the chat room that they all talked on and over personal email, Hal Finney corresponded directly with Satoshi. He has emails from Satoshi. And, Hal Finney has claimed to this day that, he didn't know Satoshi's identity, that Satoshi maintained an alias as they had their correspondence. But, the thing is, like, Hal Finney had a long, and he wasn't the only one, but he was probably the most prominent one. Hal Finney had a long string of communication with Satoshi and has a recollection of it as if he was talking to one person. So if it was multiple, if it was like a group of developers, like, I mean, they did a great job, and I wouldn't put it past him because obviously this is the product of a brilliant mind. Even Bitcoin is, even if it's the product of multiple brilliant minds. But they also would have had to do a good job of making it feel to Hal Finney like he was only ever talking to one person, or maybe it was like the spokesman of the group that did the talking. But
well, how do you know if it was like this? If let's just say I grabbed Molly's phone and I texted you and I was like, "Hey Trent, do you want some cereal?" How would you know if it was me or Molly?
Probably because Molly's never once texted me and asked me if I wanted cereal.
Yeah, but you'd be like, "That's a weird thing to say," and I would respond like, "Well, you live in the desert. So weird things happen."
Yeah, you're right. I would probably be like, "That's a weird thing to say." I wouldn't be like, "Who's texting from her phone?" Yeah, I get what you're saying. But I don't know. I guess I just don't want to believe that it wasn't one person. It's
Do you believe it's possible that was just Hal Finney?
No. I like. If you ever listen to Hal Finney talk, it's like, no, he found himself. He talks like a person who found himself plopped into the narrative. Like he he doesn't seem like he has it in him. You know, like you got to be um a certain kind of crazy. No offense to Satoshi, but you've got to be a certain kind of crazy to like maintain this alias, release a white paper on on the eve of the 2008 financial crisis, and basically put out a white paper that says let it all burn, and and here's Bitcoin, here's Noah's Ark, right? And and then like maintain an alias the whole time. And I don't know, you got to be a certain kind of crazy. Like, I think that uh, I don't know. I just don't. When you listen to Hal Finney talk, he doesn't seem like he has that kind of crazy in him, if that makes sense. He just seems like your grandpa.
Well, maybe. I mean, it's definitely possible. What's with the? Do you know what's with the 59 logo on it?
The 59. Oh, I don't know.
You
No
don't
clue.
know? Okay.
What was that? That was the Buckazoid logo though, with the Bitcoin over here
Yeah.
in the 90s. That's wild.
Yeah. What was it? 80? What did I say? What that freaking thing say? 1986 is when the game Sylphied. Is that how you say that? Sylphied? Sylphide? I think it's Sylphied. Was launched in 1986.
Dude, I don't know. That's like I don't even know what to say about that. But
That guy looks like a Satoshi. I don't know if you could tell, but man, that is a serious dude's face. Look at that face. He looks like freaking Jet Li. He's all like,
yeah, I thought you were gonna say because he's Japanese.
no. That is a serious guy's face, man. That guy looks like he could be Satoshi just from that picture. And Mesa, Arizona, where a lot of weird stuff happens out in Mesa, Arizona.
Yeah, it's also the desert.
So
a lot of
we
weird
got
stuff happens in the desert.
2 more segments left, right, Trent? We got your article, and then we got
yeah,
ratings, or is there another one?
I'm not going to cover an article, but I am going to go back to this tweet just real quickly because I meant to share it during our TA segment. Let me go ahead and present again, share screen, Trump Jr. And am I on? Nope. Add to stage. You can't.
New powers come with small responsibilities. I haven't figured them out yet.
Okay, so
he was like, you stop. Stop pulling it away from me, damn it. I mean, dang it.
So I meant to cover this during the TA segment, but this is Donald Trump Jr.'s quote or tweet, X post, whatever you want to call it. Breaking: inflation drops to 2.4% for the month of March, lower than the expected 2.5%. And the core CPI inflation falls below 3%, the lowest since March 2021. And then he adds this tag at the end: promises made, promises kept. And guys, like regardless of any certain politic, what I care about is here is number go down. Right? This inflation number go down. Why do I care about number go down? Because
you want to make money?
Because if we come over to share this tab instead, it's precisely because I care about number go up for Bitcoin, right? Now, let me be clear. Like, in a certain regard, if we went into hyperinflation like Venezuela, guys, Bitcoin would still be number go up. Right? Because hyperinflation would force a scenario where the US dollar would plummet through the floor and Bitcoin would still have value. Right? Bitcoin is the only money in history that's borderless, right? What are the hallmarks of money, right? It's a medium of exchange, it's a store of value, and it's a unit of account, right? Well, Bitcoin is the first digital store of value in history. It's the first unit of it, it's the first medium of exchange that can be transferred digitally. That can be okay, I mean, I guess you could say that dollars are transferred digitally these days on ledgers, but they're closed ledgers. But regardless, it's the only unit of account in history that has a cap, that has a max supply. Guys, gold does not have a max supply. We don't really know how much gold there is.
Goes up and it goes inflates the estimated 3% a year.
Right. And Bitcoin has a max supply. It's the only asset in history with a max supply. And if gold is a going back to the store of value thing, if gold is a store of value, well, it's not easily movable. Which again goes back to the medium of exchange thing. If you're using gold as a store of value, it's not a very good medium of exchange because it's hard to get with you across borders. It's expensive to transport. It's heavy. Right? That's the main problem. It's heavy. Right? The guys, if gold is a good store of value, it's not a good medium of exchange, right? You have to work to, get it into ounces, and it's not easily divisible like Bitcoin. And then you go over to cash. Well, cash is a great medium of exchange. Now it's not it's not publicly accountable on an open source distributed ledger, but cash is a good medium of exchange. It's just that the problem is that it's not a good store of value, cash, right? Because it inflates, right? So you're kind of left in this situation where you have to pick one. Do you want a good medium of exchange, or do you want a good store of value? And Bitcoin gives you both. Now, the reason I got on that rant is because hyperinflation would sort of send us into a scenario where Bitcoin still goes up in value, right? But when we're in this middle ground, the risk on market does price in, it does factor in US inflation and what's going on. So, it's when we when the CPI that we looked at, we want number go down on inflation because we want number go up on Bitcoin. So there's the thing. There's the story. Donald Trump Jr. Inflation is going down, which means the Fed is one step closer to printing money, one step closer to quantitative easing, which means altcoin season is one step closer to your pocket. What up, GJ? Sorry, JG. I keep calling you GJ. I am so sorry about that.
I messed with it. It's like it's backwards. Like usually most people want to say it smooth, like GJ, but and like and then like it just comes off the tongue. But now I'm like, no, it's JG.
It forces a pause that I'm sorry.
Not used to having.
I knew a guy named GJ like a decade ago. That's why it's in my head that I want to say that.
Broski?
That particular GJ was like really into deer hunting and stuff, and I don't know if that's you at all, but
okay. Well, before we go into your last segment,
yeah,
JG, guess what I found in the garbage today?
Ooh,
garbage fine today. I'm waiting for him to take a guess. I'm kind of waiting.
Oh, you're waiting for me to take your guess.
Well, you can take a guess too if you like.
Molly, you want to take a guess? Oh, you already saw it.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway. I found 2 jugs in the garbage, guys. I got 2 jugs. And I want to tell you right now, these Coke jugs are pretty nice. And also, I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but these suckers, I'll see if I can zoom it in. These suckers are pressurized. Like, I don't know if you can tell over here, but you can tell the cap is slightly going up. And believe it or not, I don't think Coke really expires, but it says it's about expired in September. So,
Well, you can put 2 ounces of your Coke Zero with 2 ounces of your
tell you
Woodenville
what,
bourbon
we'll try it out.
in your cigar mug.
Oh, there's some pressure though. We'll see if it's any good, guys. I don't recommend unless you.
You know
have
what?
done
While you
the
do that,
garbage.
keep us entertained, and I'm gonna give the brew crew something special.
It smells like Coke. No, bro. That's what I do for a living. Mm. And it tastes just like Coke Zero. nothing bad about that. I love Coke. It's one of my favorites. Though I saw 3 of them. They all rolled out like on top of the garbage, and I had a lot of garbage in there, and I was like, I am not digging through all that crap. But these 2 were like inside, so I felt more confident. I don't know how long they were in the sun before I got them, and by the taste, they were in somebody's garage for about 2 years before I found them. They don't they don't taste that bad. JG, check this out. Found this in the garbage. Gonna turn this into a mug, I think. It's some type of trophy, but it has a hole in the bottom, so I'm gonna have to weld it. Turn this into a chalice for the beer, for the brewskis. I got Trent one too. There was 2 of them.
Well, before we get into our Cardano spotlight, I'm gonna give the brew crew something special. I'm not gonna do this very often, okay, guys? Right now, I'm going to kill my IPA. Okay.
Did you drop an egg yolk in there?
Nope.
You should.
Absolutely not.
Have you ever tried to drink an egg yolk?
In my protein shakes.
When I mean, like straight. Hey, you ever tried it straight?
Negative. No.
Really?
Yeah. When I used to lift weights.
Dude, I used to be.
He said, I thought you were kidding about the dumpster diving.
No.
Hey, no kidding around here. There
No
was one
kidding,
show where Tyler brought out his Dyson his $400 Dyson vacuum that he found in the garbage.
I almost found another one yesterday too. It was only half. Yeah, one of these days I'll help make a short while I'm out there working. Anyways, Trent.
Hold on. Oh, go ahead.
I have tried raw egg yolk before, and I used to be jacked before I got married and had time to go to the gym. And man, it was the brutalest. I bought like a 6 carton thing from Costco. I remember like taking it like bottoms up, man, just let it go. And I was like, I thought if I just swallowed it and didn't think about it, it'd be good. And it was like, went down. And I was like, okay, never doing that again. It was too slimy. I couldn't handle it. My roommate said it. He was all like, imagine if there was cum in the middle of it. I was like, dude, you just ruined it. It's gone. It's gone. Can't do it again.
This dude just said. Anyways, no, he said I used to be jacked. Like he just went there. Anyways,
I ain't jacked anymore, bro. I used to have a 6-pack.
8. I'm gonna give it an 8.0 even. I don't know what I gave it last time.
8.2.
You'll have to go
7.9. 7.9.
You'll have to go back and fact check me. But before our Cardano spotlight, since I just killed my IPA. Oh, go for it.
Woo! When you slam it like that, a lot more of that pine comes through very fast.
7.5 or above means Cardano is going to the moon.
Seattle Earth, Fremont. I actually really enjoyed this beer. I could drink it as a regular. I'm going to give it an 8.1. Fremont.
Yeah.
Okay. You in Seattle, come get yourself some. Good stuff.
Nice. Well, before we get into our Cardano spotlight, I'm going to give a little pour of Four Roses single barrel bourbon coming in at
You got bourbon?
100 proof.
Hey, I want to get some bourbon too. I'm gonna go with you.
This is coming in at 100 proof, 50%. If you want a quality, little bit higher proof bourbon that you can find on almost any store shelf, Four Roses single barrel. Don't buy the small batch, buy the single barrel. It's significantly better. You'll spend maybe an extra $15. But I mean, I got this for like $45, and I mean, solid store pick bourbon. I'm gonna give us a little ASMR pop.
Good
And
spot. Whoa. Never mind. Hey, if I find bourbon in the garbage and it's half drinking, should I bring it home?
should you bring if it's unopened?
Well, if it's half opened, because bourbon.
No.
I'm doing it for you
So
now.
on the back here, it says rye spice,
Of course.
apricot,
Of course, bring it home.
rye spice, apricot, pear, cinnamon, and toasted oak. Now, the thing about Four Roses single barrel is that, man, the cinnamon note. I mean, you definitely get the cinnamon note come through very good. And the toasted oak as well on the nose. And on the palate,
I call mine a tongue. I ruined it.
you got that 50% burn coming through. But once you get accustomed to that, you definitely get everything that it says. You get the rice spice and the cinnamon are like very forward, and followed by the toasted oak, and followed by the apricot and pear behind that. Four Roses single barrel is a fantastic bourbon, and you can find it on almost any store shelf. Anyways,
No, I'm bringing mine out. I got Woodinville bourbon whiskey right there. My turn. It is bourbon whiskey finished in port caskets. I brought it on the show before, so I don't have to give the whole entire spiel. Though it's better than Trent's, primarily because I didn't have to pay the $15 for it, because I got it as a tip at work. This is a Christmas tip.
Heck yeah. Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah, I gotta open mine up on the camera.
ASMR pop.
I'm having a little less than you because mine was 9% and yours is only an 8.2.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah, it smells like
that cigar glass is
fire. And on my tongue, it's a nice cherry casket smoke. Delicious. That was the 45%.
Hey, JG, is it talking about cooking with that? I have a Traeger pellet grill, and I'm really into smoking meats. Do a lot of brisket, a lot of prime brisket, a lot of short ribs, baby back ribs, pulled pork, and the best thing to spritz with is like half apple cider vinegar and half whiskey. So heck yeah. Anyways, wrapping up with our Cardano spotlight today, guys.
JG said that sounds gross.
I'll show you my smoke ring one day.
I'll show you a smoker with a cigar. Well, we're sitting out there and you're barbecuing.
Heck yeah.
That's all we can do in the desert.
Ada Spotlight, right? Ada Spotlight. I'm gonna share this.
Dude, I bet
tab.
you could make some bomb baby backs.
Where am I at? I don't know. Oh, here. Oh, that's why. Okay. So, guys, I'm going to play a video for you. This is our Ada Spotlight, our Cardano Spotlight. And this is a video from Ripple Labs. Now, I want you to notice the opening scene in this video. You may already know what I'm talking about. People have already made their rounds with it. You know, I don't mean this overly charged or overly not charged. I'm just gonna say it as a very neutral thing, okay? But DZ put out a video about it, and you know, props to him because like the SEO, the search engine optimization, and the title, and the the whiskey and beer is excellent in pasta also. Wow. You just fried my brain.
I just like pasta.
Yeah.
Never tried about putting my beer in my pasta. That sounds like a good idea. I like beer and everything.
Is it in the sauce? Anyways, JG is going to tell us if it's in the sauce. He's going to tell us whether he's got. I'm going to have to ask ChatGPT to teach me how to do that. Anyways.
Jay, what's the J stand for? It's killing me. Or maybe the G. I could go by the G too. What's up, G? Mr. J in the house.
Anyways, DZ was really like he was riding the train on this for sure. With like when Twitter was blowing up about this, he had a video out about it within a couple hours. So hey, like I'm not saying anything other than that. But I want you to notice the opening scene in this Ripple Labs video because you're gonna see a Cardano logo. And with that said, I'll play it. Let me know right away, Tyler, if you can hear it, okay?
Tokenization is reshaping financial markets, making assets more accessible.
Did you see that Cardano logo?
And secure. By streamlining transactions and enabling fractional
I'll go back
ownership.
To the beginning.
Tokenization is reshaping
You never told me what the logo is.
There it is. It doesn't matter what the logo is. This is a Ripple Labs video.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
You catch that? That's weird.
I forgot.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, and it says Cardano on it. That's weird, isn't it?
It's a little weird.
Making assets more accessible, efficient, and secure. By streamlining transactions and enabling fractional ownership, tokenization reduces costs by up to 60% and accelerates settlement from days to seconds. After initial hesitation, financial institutions are now publicly embracing tokenization. With this momentum, by 2033, tokenized assets are projected to exceed 18.9 trillion and continue the growth. As adoption accelerates, network effects driven by efficiency gains, interoperability, and regulatory clarity will establish tokenization as a financial industry standard. Tokenization is not just a trend, it is the next evolution in finance. And it's happening now. Tokenization is reshaping financial markets, making assets more accessible, efficient.
Whoa, it just keeps playing on a loop. Anyway.
I didn't actually notice that. I was talking to the JG. But my comment seems to be spinning in infinite. What? Oh, there it goes. I do that. Makes myself look bigger to you.
Here's the thing. Crypto Twitter was like, in a little bit of a frenzy yesterday, speculating about a Cardano XRP partnership. Now there's the Pumpkin King. Now there's no official announcement or anything.
we have a Pumpkin King in Pluto Alliance that happens to have the name Chad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a couple aliens. A couple cheap aliens, but
do you believe in aliens?
I
Yeah,
believe in
you guys get the most UFOs flying over.
I believe in aliens. I don't believe in aliens.
Do you believe in UFOs?
Well, I believe that there are objects that there are flying objects that are unidentified.
Continue with your spotlight.
Okay, so crypto Twitter was in a little bit of a frenzy yesterday, speculating about a potential Cardano XRP partnership. So what does this mean? Are Trent and T Square going to put their beef behind them and come together as one? Or
You would like that, wouldn't you? Freaking, I'm not gonna say it, jerk.
or or will Cardano and XRP continue their separate paths? Here the thing is, there's been no official announcement, but there are videos of Charles Hoskinson in November. If I had them pulled up, I would play it. There are videos of Charles Hoskinson in November saying, "Hey, like it would be a great partnership. Cardano would provide a great decentralized finance layer to XRP, and XRP would provide a great liquidity and stablecoin layer to Cardano. It would be an amazing partnership." And there's two videos, actually, two separate videos of Charles Hoskinson in November of last year, sort of plugging this idea out there. And you have why did this rip? Okay, here's devil's advocate. It looked like an AI generated thing, and maybe I don't know, but it's intentional. Like, why would Ripple Labs put out a video? Any chance the person in charge of making the promo video just used stock footage they didn't understand? See, that's where I was going at. It looked like an AI generated thing, but yeah, stock footage. Yeah, that would explain it. But
because Cardano's everywhere, it's in the stock footage, and there's no arguing with me, Trent. You have to agree with me because anybody who doesn't say anything is always in agreement. I don't think he caught on, JG. Should I tell him, hey Trent, if you want to agree with me, you should just say something. Yeah. Dude, it's been like 5 minutes of you just talking. No one ever heard you.
oh, what was the last thing you heard me say?
Welcome to the Cardano Spotlight.
No, stop.
No, that's what it.
No, stop. What was that? What?
No, I'm just kidding. You were saying something about the last thing you were reading Molly's comment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, any chance the person in charge of making the promo video just use stock footage? I mean,
yeah, spoiled it.
Yeah, there certainly is, but it doesn't make crypto Twitter in any less of an uproar. And Charles Hoskinson was plugging a partnership back in November, as saying that Cardano would provide an excellent decentralized finance layer to XRP, and XRP would provide a great liquidity and stablecoin layer to Cardano. I mean, it would be a match made in heaven, I think. And the key point.
You guys need us more than we need you.
Well, I don't know.
We'll be around 50 years.
The thing is, this isn't just a simple matter of stock footage. you know, and a promo video, like that's one thing. But Charles Hoskinson was making a case for this in November, and he was making a good case for this. So we'll see. I don't know. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Will we see a Cardano XRP partnership, and will we see it in 2025? Here's another thing for Cardano Spotlight today. On Sneck.fun, Tap Tools just made a post about this. But similar to Becker, I don't know what Alex Becker says about ADA, to be honest.
He
I'll have to
hates
go
it.
look.
He
Does he?
absolutely, yeah. He says it's the dog poo poo of crypto, and the only fat mamas in their basements that love old boys like Cardano.
I don't know, guys. It's the most decentralized. I just saw a graphic today where, and I've seen this many times before, but guys, you know how many whales, like how much of the Ethereum supply, you know how much of the Ethereum supply is held by whales? Oh, wait.
Ultimate
Four-
coin.
48%.
Can't say the real word.
48% of the Ethereum supply is held by whales. You know how much of the ADA supply is held by whales? Like 9%. The rest is held by the community. There is no more decentralized. Like by that standard, do you realize that even Bitcoin is not as decentralized as ADA in terms of distribution? Like they did no public, they did no private sale that put most of the supply in the hands of a few. That's the difference between ADA and everything else. And like, yeah, there's stuff that you're gonna make more money in. But I talked about this the other day too. Like, you know, depending on the coin, like how much opportunity are you going to have to take profits? Why is the reason for that? Well, the whales are not there. There's not enough there's not as much whale holding as there is in other chains that are going to pump and dump the price at the very top. Anyways, you know, drop your thoughts in the comments.
Bitcoin
XRP,
pumping. It's going to 81K, and
heck yeah.
next stop we're going to go to is 90K. Here we go, Bitcoin. Nothing's stopping you. You run. Hit the likes. Hit the likes. Hit the subscribe bell. Yes, let's go. And we love you guys very much. For people who ask I get your point. Strongest positive.
Are we
No, JG, don't agree with him. You're encouraging his way. We don't do that. No. You could silently might think he's right, but don't publicly do that. That's terrible. Look at him. Just the thought of you saying that is making him turn red.
No.
Look at me. See the skin? See the skin? I'm pale. This is normal.
How do we end this tonight?
Well, I already ended it. You continued it. You gotta do
Well,
it.
for the first time ever, we get to say, check out the
Brew
links
Crew.
in the links in the description. If
BitFi, Ledger here, BitFi over there. Let's go. Trent said if we can get more ledgers and BitFi signups, I get $100 from him. It's a bribe.
wait. Let's think about this here. I mean, I'm just saying the commission on Ledger is only 10%. Okay, like, anyways.
Hey, don't call me. We'll call you. We're dabbing out, yo. Dab out. I got you. Dab out.